This is the Hobby Gift Guide for the non-hobbyist who wants to hobby gift a hobbyist. The nights are getting longer and the days are getting shorter. The weather's getting colder, so nobody's out at the LARP. So this is all stuff that I'm not used to seeing on other seasonal gift guide instructional videos, and as we are morally obligated to put out a holiday gift guide video, I thought I would produce a list of things I would miss, but you wouldn't think of unless you were really looking for something different to improve your hobbying or your hobbyist's quality of life. I call it the play and display coffee table. What you do, you get a flat pack wood coffee table. You assemble it without the drawer. You cut the top of it out, drop it down, and then use brackets or whatever to secure it. And then you get a glass coffee table that fits, remember to measure everything before you buy it, and put that piece of glass coffee table over the top. You can add some cloth like I can. Maybe you're going to fancy it up with some little mirrors around the inside. If you want to give this to someone that don't live with you, punch the hole in the wooden coffee table and then repack everything. And if they can't put two flat pack coffee table containers in their carry-on luggage on a plane, this is not the gift for them. IKEA's Detolf cabinet is the beloved solution across the Warhammer et al. Miniature painting community. The walls are glass, which makes them superior as there's much more light inside. You can see the 4-inch tall models in all their glory, whereas a curio cabinet is designed to display a large flat plate facing the glass window. The spaces are tall and deep, while there are bathroom wall style jewelry counters. They're never as deep or as tall as you would need for this. As well, these cabinets use their full vertical height. Liquor cabinets and other chest-high items, like coffee tables, are an interesting solution, but they will end up with stuff on top of them, interfering with their primary purpose of display. The Detolf is relatively cheap and something of a standard, making replacing or adding more not so imposing upon one's finances. If what you really need is some way for your hobbyist to hoard and display their goblin-y collection of rocks, beads, sticks, spare arms, legs, well, the next one is an interesting idea too. This is probably one of my 2 dumbest ideas on this list because it's basically saying give them trash. Specifically, give them small, short jars with flat tops and flat bottoms that stack well. In my case, it's these jam jars. They are great. You can store all sorts of stuff in them. You can see them. It's much cooler than a Bits box, and when people come around, you can say, look, I've got a jar of skulls. I've got a jar of skulls. Or arms, or little plastic weapons. Use your imagination. Kind of an obvious one, but it's not just a spare desk. It's a spare desk that can't have drawers or anything in it, meaning it's always going to be mobile. Little side table. I stack stuff on it when I'm not using it. It's great, and if it disappeared due to goblins, I'd get a replacement. For the storage of things that don't need to be kept safe from dust, I prefer these plastic garage shelves. Given that I still believe I'm 20 and know that I purchased one of these in 2005, I believe I've had one of these for my entire adult life. These are super light, they disassemble Lego style, and if they fall over, they're not going to take anything with them. They don't look like mahogany. With the amount of stuff I end up stuffing on them, they just disappear into the background. I don't notice them, and when they fill up, I keep thinking, you know, I could just get some more. No one would know. Just a few more. If you're living in the UK and work anywhere near an office of volume, you have seen foolscap folio box files. Maybe they're just a British thing. They're everywhere, nobody notices them. Put them on their size, they're sturdy, they fill to volume, and most Games Workshop miniatures can stand up in them. Just poke around the office, see if there's a pile of these with the wrong name written on them so people want to throw them out, and then oops. One more general cheap-ass gift idea is rolls of paper. I get these every few weeks with magazines in the box, so you can probably buy it fresh. I'll try taping it down over my desk, and damn, that does look nice. So with some tape in some sort of box to present them, and then say, look, now you can tape them over the desk covered in paint stains and have a more photogenic surface, is just a little I thought of you. Lots of people have drafting lamps with magnifiers or normal desk lamps for painting. That's kind of fine. The magnifier I find is useless because it screws with depth perception and becomes a headache. Also, the magnifier lamp's light is bad. The light from the desk lamps is alright, but it comes from one point and that makes shadows weird. The long lamps fix the light from one area. The long lamps fix the issue of desk lamps not being super tall. You can pull them up so they're just above your head, forcing you to sit up straight and reducing back pain while providing a much better lighting profile, and once again, they're cheap. This is a wet palette, and it's become so quintessential to the miniature painting hobby, we're all surprised that that company doesn't sell it. You can look around someone's desk and usually find their wet palette if they have one. If they don't, one about this size, about the size of a diary or journal, is perfect. It uses a sponge with a piece of semi-permeable paper. That means the sponge's water gets up through the paper into the paint at just the perfect rate to keep the paint from drying out. It can take a little bit of getting used to, after which, no, it's mine. I'm not giving it back. But it only works with acrylic paints. Oils and enamels won't quite work. Don't know what would happen if you used it with watercolor, though. That could be interesting. This is a tattoo ink mixer. This is a type of vortex mixer. Vortex mixers were generally developed for medical labs where they had to be able to shake things that go inside of human bodies. That makes them expensive. Unlike this thing, which just shakes tattoo ink, which also goes inside people's bodies using a needle. There's an older option of a nail polish mixer which wiggles the bottle back and forth as opposed to vortexing it. The nail polish mixers are sometimes sold with stickers on them saying they're hobby paint mixers. Don't get the nail polish mixers. They're about the same price, maybe a little cheaper. I haven't found them to work. There's also a longer setup time for using them. Just get the fancy tattoo ink mixer, the Wiggletron 9000, and it's a cute little quality of life improvement. This is a photo box, or a photo booth, or a light box. They're priced at about the price you'd expect a cheap lamp, some plastic panels, and a few pieces of colored cloth to be priced. They are great if you're in situations with weird lighting and you want to photograph your minis. So if you want to help someone show off their work, might make their life a little bit simpler. Alright, like true, good, and proper clickbait, I've saved the most esoteric, specific, and unique item for last. It's this water dispenser. It's this dumb camping water dispenser that I have next to my desk, and this mug labeled paint water that means not only can I drink water from a different mug regularly while painting, but I can change my paint water without standing up. No, you have no idea what sort of a luxury this is. This is well worth the small price I paid. I wouldn't have bothered changing my paint water as often as I do if it wasn't this darn easy. Doesn't have to be a mug like this. It can be an old mayonnaise or pasta or jam jar, whatever. It's just great to have. And that is it. That is the list of things that I thought of that I thought were thoughtful. Are they constantly painting with grayish goo? Get one of those camper water things. Are they constantly monopolizing the bathtub to take photos? Hey, there's one there. Do their paints look like maple syrup and butter separated? There's a gadget for that. Are they still using a hard palette with acrylic paints? One of those. Does the desk look like a Jackson Pollock painting? Paper roll? Are they slouched over a little 8-inch high desk lamp? You know what you can get for about the same price as a desk lamp? Do they have different trays of different things spread all over the room? Box files. Do they need just a little bit more shelf space to stack the big things? Plastic garage shelves. Do they have little stacks on the floor and a desk constantly overflowing with stuff? Spare desk. Do they have bones, skulls, beads, spare arms, and a shoebox full of plastic skulls? Goblin jars. Do they need a full display cabinet for their first home where they're going to invite their friends and go, look at what my parents gave me? Detolf. Do you and them play games together, but also want to display the other games while you're playing the primary ones? Put together a play and display table. I don't know. You know who you're shopping for. You know which one of these you just jumped at. So, I hope you found this inspirational, educational, or entertaining. I am going to go work on emptying one of those jam jars because this tea is doing nothing for my throat.